intentional, but like you'll see, so I want to start off by saying like I'm sorry. I know there's gonna be a lot of people saying like, oh my gosh, like don't apologize, it's your life, whatever. Like I should have been filming. I should have. You'll understand why, but like at the same time, like I could have filmed. But I will be honest. What like the main factor on top of like I have a list that I'm gonna go through for you guys of like what I've been up to, where I've been, and whatnot. But pretty much the main reason for the break was like just obviously school and work. And like, you know, as a college student, you kind of live paycheck to paycheck when you go to college. Like those of you who know. And honestly, this money was not good enough, and it was pretty like demotivating. To like watch my views like go down. And obviously, like I loved filming, but it was just starting to feel like more of a chore. Obviously, like I film for myself and whatnot, but like one of the main reasons I do film is for other people, like for the viewers and for those of you that watch me and whatever. Like that's why I film. Like that's what makes it worth it to me. And it just wasn't. It didn't really feel like the same like when I got here. So I'm hoping that that changes a little bit, just because I really want to keep filming. Like I want this to be the start of a return. And I want to get back into it because I really miss making content for you guys. So I'm really hoping that something changes, something gives, or it becomes worth it. Because honestly, it simply wasn't worth it. And I don't mean that in a bad way to any of my viewers. Like I'm not saying that you guys weren't worth it or anything. It's just obviously on a list of priorities, it just wasn't becoming one of the ones at the top for me. And that's kind of what did it in of like, oh, like I'll film tomorrow, and then I would get up and it would be like, well, I have this and this and this to do, and I have this little bit of time to film, but like, do I want to take that time to film, or do I want to take that time for myself? And it was kind of just, I just kind of kept putting it off and off and off and off and off for a year. So apologies, but where have I been? So I think the last time I talked to you guys, I had just started school. I think it was like beginning of September. I honestly don't know. I kind of thought it was like there was like 1 or 2 videos after my apartment tour, which means it would have been like beginning of September, I think. So I have like a list of where have I been, like what have I been up to, just kind of like by like, I kid you not, literally by like my camera roll of like, oh, I was here, oh, I did this. So I'm like trying to walk you guys through the process of like, where's Owen? Like, did he die? I'm here, I'm alive. But it's still me. I'm literally still the same, and I want to keep filming. I'm still quite literally the same exact person as I was. Me and Molly are still like this. I know a lot of you guys have been like in her channel being like, where's Owen? Get him to film. And she's been like, I've tried. He's alive. I swear he's not dying. So I want you guys to know, like, we're still like this. That is still my number one. She's still my girl. Like, we still see each other all the time when we can. She's going back to school in a couple weeks, and I stayed here over the summer, so we still see each other. We still talk to each other almost every single day. Pretty much every single day we still FaceTime. So, last time I talked to you guys, school had just started. Which means, so right after school started, pretty much almost, I don't know if it was, I think it would have been, I can't tell if I had it before the last time I filmed, but like, I had a surgery on, obviously, like, those of you who've been here a while know that there was a tumor in my chest, and I had one surgery on that. I think it was in late September, I believe. So maybe maybe that was kind of like the start of it all. I don't actually remember. But I had a surgery on part of that in September to get part of that removed. So that was like a pretty big setback. I remember I was pretty drugged up, and I was like in bed for like a solid week. Obviously student and I was in law school. I still kind of am in law school. But I was actually taking like law-focused classes, and they were really, really difficult. And school was beginning to be like really, really hard for me. Like, as you guys know, like the whole reason that I kind of came here and whatever was because like I didn't want to do college anymore. I'd already done it for 2 years. A lot of people like go to college and they like go out and they have like a lot of friends and like they do like, you know, normal college people activities and they go to games and yada yada yada, and I wanted none of that. I think you guys knew that. I wanted to go, I wanted to be by myself, I wanted to be by my own, be all on my own by myself, and just take time and figure out what I wanted to do, what was important to me, what was good for me, what wasn't good for me, and just wanted to take almost like a year. I did want to take the first year and focus on myself a lot, and I think that's where filming kind of like went from year to year, is I was like prioritizing myself more than anything. And school was getting really, really difficult, and you know, I started going to tutoring and whatever, like most college students do. And it was just beginning to be harder and harder and harder, and you know, focus wasn't there and whatever. And then I, you know, made an appointment with a doctor, because my parents were getting worried about my grades slipping and whatever. And I had a doctor that diagnosed me with generalized anxiety disorder, but like severe ADHD on top of that. And we've kind of known that since I was little. I think if you guys watch my videos, you kind of know that there's like a really big chaotic energy there, and that is still there. But I was then medicated for anxiety and ADHD, and honestly, being straight up honest with you guys, the ADHD part is still there. There's been absolutely zero help with any medication or anything, and it's becoming to be really, really hard, especially now that I'm starting my senior year of school. Like, and keep in mind, I'm 19, and I'm starting my senior year. I did just want a break. I wanted a break. It's becoming to be a lot for me, and it still is a lot for me. The summer was a really nice break, but it was a lot, so that's why filming kind of went down on the list a little bit. But obviously, yeah, I took a trip with my friends, and then since I'm a gymnastics coach, those of you who know the sport, competition season started in like late November. So then it was be in the gym a lot, coaching a lot, going to meets. Like, I would have to travel and go to competitions to coach, and honestly, that was probably my favorite part of working there. I loved coaching at competitions. It really makes the job worth it to see everyone's like the girls you coach. Like, it really makes it worth it to see their progress and to see how happy they are at competitions and stuff. And I coached such a lovely group of girls, and I have a lovely group of coworkers that like I really enjoy going to work. So that's pretty much been like my saving grace this year, honestly. But you know, and then after competition season starts, you have like I had winter break, and it's Christmas and New Year's and yada yada yada. And you know, going back home and going traveling and seeing family, and like all while still trying to work up here. And like I live pretty close back to my like parents' house, like where I used to film or whatever. It's just over an hour, which isn't bad at all. It's not bad at all. But yeah, it was a lot of driving and a lot of traveling to and from, a lot of seeing family and whatnot. You know, like normal college winter break, I guess. That wasn't really anything out of the ordinary. But like after that, you know, I started going to a little bit more meetings for these like modeling jobs and whatnot. So I was traveling. I did Detroit, I did New York, I did Chicago. I've done everything. I did like everything, and then I actually booked a gig with Calvin Klein. So I did a Calvin Klein gig in February in New York, and I actually made CK1 magazine, and that was a pretty big moment for me. I can include the picture somewhere. But it was pretty incredible. That was kind of a fun little experience. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about it. It was really, really great. I'm super, super proud of how it turned out. Yeah, it kind of made me feel like everything we get out pretty early. So it was, it was finals, and then it was doing a bunch of capstones and yada 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 because I was an international relations major and I was going to law school. A couple weeks ago that changed, and I'm still an international relations major, but I changed my minor to sports management. So law school is a little bit ways away. Like I could always go back and do it if I wanted to, but I really need to take a break from school after this year. Like it's a lot, and from someone who graduated when they were 16, like I just really am ready to be done. School's been my whole life up to this point, but it's been like go, like way too much of it. So like I really want a break. But obviously after finals and whatnot, like it was just busy work. Like I was, waiting tables a little bit more. I was doing some more traveling. Like I was trying to plan trips with friends. I had family come up to see us. My sister got a wiener dog, like a mini long-haired wiener dog. And as you guys know, my sister goes to the same school as me and lives 3 blocks away from me. So guess who's taking care of the wiener dog when she went to school, because she's a nurse. So it was me a lot, and he's, very high maintenance because he's a puppy. So I'll include a couple pictures of him. He is like, he's my baby. He's her baby, but he's kind of mine at the same time. I like to think of him as mine. He's lovely. I like him. He's cute, obviously. But after that, it was more traveling. I did a lot of driving to and from just like different, like bigger cities, like around my area. Like I don't want to name the cities around my area. You guys pretty much know. But it was just a lot of traveling back and forth for business meetings, for conferences, for banquets, whatever. Just from being in the magazine and like having a contract with these companies, it was like, whoa, like it was a pretty big deal. So like I kind of wanted to make the most of it. I don't regret it. It's a lot of work though. But after that, like you kind of move on and whatever. And then in May, like when my summer was kind of like starting and I was going on all these trips and whatnot, for those of you who know the lore a little bit, actually I don't know if any of you guys know the lore a little bit, but in the middle of May, towards the end of May, my uncle passed away. And my uncle was in his 40s and has like, his kids are the only cousins I have growing up. And they were like the only really family that were like in my town growing up. So that was like a pretty big deal. He was in his 40s. His heart went into arrhythmia overnight and he passed in his sleep. But my cousin, who I'm pretty close with and I've been close with my whole life, we were like brothers growing up. He's 18 years old and, like he graduated high school the next week. So it was a pretty big deal. And my other cousin is 9. So it was pretty hard for everyone. My cousin is going to the military. He's going to the National Guard and he's pretty strong, but it was pretty difficult. And my younger cousin, he was 9, is autistic and just didn't really like, it's pretty hard on both ends. My uncle was sick for a while. But for those of you who know, he had a heart transplant like a year and a half prior. So obviously that was like good. That was something that was really good. But he had a heart pump most of his life and had a lot of different, heart issues and whatever ever since I was, I think, about 4 years old. But the heart transplant was supposed to like give him more time and whatever. We were supposed to have 10, 15 years on it. So everything was supposed to be going fine, and unfortunately it just didn't. Things happen. Life happens. That's the first big loss I think I've ever experienced in my life as like an older, like adult, like an individual person. So that was pretty difficult for everyone. He was young and he had a family and whatever. So that was everyone was pretty close with him, and that was pretty difficult. So funerals and traveling and everything was like a really big deal. My family spent time in Florida because of that. He didn't live there or anything, but like my whole grandma's family is from Florida, so like everyone was coming up here and everyone was going down there. My grandma spent like 2 months in Florida. And then obviously like you have to be there for everyone else. Like it was my mother's brother, so like another big boy job after all of this happened. I'm a head gymnastics coach for a school now, which is like a really big deal. So I'm like one of the youngest ones like ever to do it since I'm only 19. But you know, I have the experience. I've been at the top. I know what it takes, and they saw that in me, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to apply? Like, you'll get the job." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. Like, I'll do it. Whatever." So, I mean, and now we're here. It's middle of August. School starts in like 2 weeks. I'm still working. Everything is still good. It's still normal, honestly. Like, it's just me, but that's kind of like where I've been. So I kind of want to just like update you guys and kind of let you guys know that like I will be back. Like, I want to be back. I want this to be something that I enjoy again, and I want it to, you know, be my little happy space again, and I want to keep making content for you guys because ultimately that's what makes it worth it. So, yeah, sorry for abandoning you. It wasn't my intention, but I'm still here. Same person, and I want to make content again for you guys, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has sent me nice messages or told me they missed my content, or, you know, I've gotten so many messages on like Instagram, and I've gotten so many